I am Syksy Räsänen, one of the Vice-Chairs of Sumud, the Finnish Palestine network. At this moment, Israel is conducting a genocide on the Gaza Strip. This is the latest and most extreme stage of Israel's policy of racial domination and segregation, apartheid, that it has implemented since 1948. European governments are supporting this. The opposition is coming from civil society, from the people. Apartheid in South Africa fell, and international civil society had a big role in that. And apartheid in Israel will also fall, and we can help making that happen faster. And when I say we, I just mean ordinary people, who come together and act. Governments don't end apartheid or end wars or solve conflicts. They manage them, from the point of view of their own interests. The ones who are upholding international law and making sure that human rights will be respected are the people. It's easy to feel isolated and helpless in the face of terrible things that are happening in the world. And that's why, if you want to do something, you should join an organization, a community of people that are doing something. So if you're in Finland, you should join Sumud. If you're in another country, you should join a Palestine Solidarity organization in your country. It's not only that you will be more effective, although you will be, but also then you won't feel like a helpless bystander who is all alone, but you will feel that you're part of a community that is actually working to change things and achieving change. And if you look at Israeli apartheid, we see how things have changed over the years. On the ground, things have gotten worse. But the solidarity work has really borne fruit in that people from civil society have been able to shift the overall narrative. And this happens so slowly that sometimes we don't notice it. But if we think, for example, that Israel used to be regarded, as the epitome of a liberal, democratic country, just waging a battle of justified self-defense, against the Arab states, and against, faceless terrorists. I mean, there are still people who believe that, but it's really not the commonly accepted narrative anymore. Even if there are still problems with the media narrative, like, putting two sides, thinking that, okay, it's somehow equal, when it's not. It's a question of colonization, question of occupation, question of apartheid. We still see that there have been big shifts there. And what we need to do in Europe is to end the complicity of our own states. So in Finland, Finland needs to ban the import of products from the Israeli settlements. This is like the first step. And in fact, this import is even against international law. So Finland is violating international law by allowing these imports. And then number two, Finland has to end all arms trade with Israel. I mean, the idea that it's completely normal and acceptable to conduct arms trade with a country that is committing genocide, should be so extreme that it's not even a matter of debate. But here we are, but this is what we have to achieve. And then on a European level, Finland and every other EU country should support the suspension of the EU-Israel Association Agreement, which in fact is based on respect for human rights, which we, clearly is not being upheld. And then there are many other things, that can be done, imposing sanctions, putting Israeli leaders responsible for war crimes on trial, academic boycott, and many other measures.